Always use the side of my pencil and shade in little circles. And I may even add a little shadow. I'm not going to make it super dark. It's not a line. But I might add a little shading to connect the two nostrils. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shade this kind of like a sphere. It's round. So I'm going to come in. I'm not going to shade it all the way like a sphere. I'm going to start it darker. Again, you can use your finger to smooth it out a little bit. I'm going to let it get a little bit lighter as it goes around. And use my finger to kind of blend that out nice and smooth. Once I've got kind of a basic shadow on the nose, I want to go back and make it a little bit darker right in this crease because I want that nostril to really pop out. And right kind of along this edge right here. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is the nostrils. The nostrils we want to get, again, think of everything on the cartilage of the nose like shading a sphere. So on the nostrils, on both of them, we're going to start darker, and I'm going to see how I'm curving my lines, like when we shaded the spheres. I'm curving them. It starts darker, and then it gets lighter as it gets down to the opening of the nostril. Do that on both sides. Again, any smoothing out that you might want to do with your finger, go ahead and do. Kind of add a little bit of shading down here to the bottom of the nostril. And this is, of course, just a general nose. When you're drawing a nose that you're really trying to make look like somebody's nose, and specifically, you'll really look carefully at the shape of the nostril and all of those things. So I never draw a line whenever I'm doing a shaded portrait. I never draw a line to indicate the nose. We do all that with shading. So I'm going to come in and shade up the side of the nose. And I want to let it slightly curve out at the top because right in here is where your eye would go. That's your eye socket. So it's mostly straight and it's going to have a slight curve. Start it darker. Let it start fading lighter. Of course, once you get about halfway towards the middle, you can take your finger and smooth. Do the same thing on the other side. You can take your finger and smooth. Alright, so let's do a little bit of the area around the nose. We're going to do a little bit of the cheek area, a little bit of the cast shadow in the corners of the nose, and then our mustache holder. So on the cheek, let's just start coming out from the corners of the nose with a medium gray. Go ahead and use your finger to finish smudging it out a bit. And if it's not already noticeable, I would go ahead, create a little bit darker right at the bridge of the nose. Same thing on the other side. think my nose is a little wide on that side, so I'm going to just kind of clean up that shape. So your nostril is going to cast a little shadow. Doesn't have to be too pronounced. And then this is exactly how